of water. Ooh. Pour the water out. Ooh. 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 And see, what happens is the more we are empty of ourselves, the lower the note. And low notes cause a response in the circulatory system, whereas high notes causes response in the nervous system. And so the lower the note, the emptier the chamber, the more beautiful the tone to carry the ruach, the wind, breath of God. And I'm sorry to get off into that stuff. There's just so much there, we don't have time to do that. But anyway, to the chief musician, get this over to the chief musician upon Mahaloth, the flute. Or get this to the chief musician upon Neganoth, the strings. And David had already taught all the harpists that they could only play their harps in the presence of the Lord, that where the strings were made of the upper belly of the sheep gut, because the yod would be necessary to touch a sound that was coming born out of sacrifice. So everything had its purpose. He would say to the chief musician, or I may say, hey, get this to the chief musician called Shoshan Eduth. Shoshan Eduth, trumpet of assemblage. Do you see what they did tonight? That was a trumpet of assemblage. They assembled us together and focused all of us in a prophetic atmosphere declared by the trumpet. And what Shoshan, anybody your name Susan? Or Susan? Susan, if your name is Susan, your name is trumpet. No, if Susan's here and I said, what's your name? And she'd say, no, my name is not trumpet. My name is Lily. That's what Susan means. It's Lily. Well, you see, if you look at a lily, what are you seeing? Trumpet. And that's why when the last trump shall sound, it will be sounded by the lily of the valley. Jesus was the prophetic proclamation to all of humanity and all of mankind. But how in the world was David doing that stuff thousands of years before Jesus ever even came? He was already writing songs that were going to awaken future generations to covenant promises. But they're not going to know if we don't have a few Andreas around capturing it. And so when you start creating artistic communities around the ideas of the Tabernacle of David, we need to find a biblical foundation that puts the life of the Word of God so we can align ourselves. And I'm not creating rules here, but we've got to align ourselves with a revelatory understanding of what this promise was that God says, there's coming a day that I'm going to build again this. I'm going to raise up artistic communities all throughout the earth to carry my glory, carry my sound, and awaken the harvest in the nations of the earth, where every tribe, every tongue, and all of them are going to experience it. And we're living there right now, guys. We're living in a day when dance and song and beauty and wonder is being revealed back unto the people of God. But, dancing is nothing more than sculpting the air and honoring space. There's no praise right there. Now there is, because I yield my body and my spirit to express yada, shoot out my hand as a praise unto the Lord. And that's, now, when I say, get this to the chief musician upon so-and-so, she would get that song over there, and then he would say, this will be a truth that will endure to all generations. And so when they start singing these songs, they're creating the language for the next generation and the next year. That's the reason one of his songwriters got up one morning. He started writing a song. And he says, I will sing of the mercies of the Lord forever. Well, we know his name is Ethan, and he's not going to live forever. He's going to get to be about 70. He's going toes up, and it's over. But the fact is, he was writing a song that was outliving him, and it would enable his bloodline and his covenant and the promises of God through his bloodline to go forth into future generations, and there would be those that would awaken that song again. Wow. Because our song, when we think about music universal, song geographical, melody topographical. They discovered, these linguistics folks discovered, that every Aboriginal culture in the world, when you hear their storytellers tell the next generation of the knowings of God and their generation, when they're passing it to the next generation, every one of them passes it to the next generation in the key of G. Why? Why was there a designated tone and a designated instrument and a designated sound and the textures and tones and timbers that were revealed in this realm? We find now that there's also those, man, this is just a Sunday night. We're getting way too deep into this stuff. And I know it's, I don't have conclusions either. When I get tired of thinking, I just wander off. So I could just walk off any minute and we'd be able to finish all this out of open it up, and that's a problem, or if I get hungry, I could just leave. And, throw me a biscuit and I'll preach forever.